Finally, the critically acclaimed D&D campaign that helped launch Dimension 20 and make it one of the greatest and best known D&D actual plays in the world returns. They go back to the roots with the bad kids who helped kick off the entire thing. But this time they don't come back to tabletop gaming. Instead, they make their debut in the world of comic books. This is Fantasy High, Episode 1. Hello there, Geek Collective, and welcome to Geeks+Comics, where we're more than just your average geek. My name is Cross, and welcome to another of our comic book reviews, and I am super excited for today's. This is one that I have been waiting and hoping for a long time. Today we are checking out Fantasy High, Episode 1 as it's titled, but Issue 1 essentially. And I can't wait to delve into this because Fantasy High and Dimension 20 hold a really special place. Special even. I can talk, I promise. It's not even that early. Hold a really special place in my heart. Fantasy High was the first D&D actual play I ever watched. For those of you that don't know, over on our tabletop channel, we upload our D&D games that we stream live on Twitch, and I am the Dungeon Master that runs those. And my love for Dungeons & Dragons, my interest and investment, and even wanting to be a Dungeon Master running a campaign, was all inspired by Dimension 20 and the cast that are involved in it. And the first one I ever watched was recommended to me by a friend at work who told me to check out Fantasy High. And I sat and I binged the whole thing. I was completely taken by it. I was completely invested in the world, the characters, the performers and players that were involved in portraying these characters, and I fell in love with it right there and then. But Dimension 20, for those of you that don't know, is a streamed tabletop role-playing game where they play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It was launched as part of College Humor, as part of their Dropout streaming service, where they actually stream multiple different campaigns very short term. I think Fantasy High is actually only like 12 episodes or something, and they're all like an hour or two a piece, but it's very short term campaigns that they do, so it's easy enough to jump in and out and get invested, and most of them are solo standing things with a couple that get sequels. Dimension 20 is so successful that at the start of this year they actually sold out Madison Square Garden for a live actual play show, which is bonkers when you think about it. Like a D&D actual play selling out Madison Square Garden is just amazing. I want to give a shout out as well to all of the amazing creators that are involved in it. Pull up my list to make sure I don't miss anyone. And sorry, by the way, my throat's the allergies are kind of hitting me today. But the cast is made up of Lou Wilson, Ali Beardsley, Zach Oyama, Emily Axford, Siobhan Thompson, and Brian Murphy, or Murph, with the DM for the game being Brennan Lee Mulligan, one of my personal heroes who I absolutely adore, and the man that fully inspired me to want to play D&D and how much fun you could have being a Dungeon Master, and 100% inspired by him. These amazing actors, these amazing comedians, and the characters that they portray are the reason I'm into D&D. And just like Critical Role has comic books out for their campaigns on Vox Machina and the Mighty Nine, I always hoped that we would get comic books for Dimension 20's campaigns and get to explore those worlds. So I'm super excited that it's finally happened for my favourite and one of their most popular, if not the most popular, of their campaigns, Fantasy High. But before we delve into the comic today, make sure to do all the usual YouTubey stuff. Head down below, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content from us, and give us a like if you like the video too. It really does help us out in the algorithm. But let's do this. Let's get ready and dive on in to Fantasy High, Episode 1. Fantasy High, Episode 1 is adapted and written by Derek V. Song. Artwork is by Denaseey, with assistance from Alex Brennan-Dent, SC and Starpiper. Lettering is provided by Nisaa. Our issue begins in the town of Elmville. It's a beautiful morning and the beginning of a brand new year for the students at the Egg Fort Adventuring Academy, with a new batch of aspiring heroes looking to join their ranks. We get a snapshot of some of these heroes, who we will come to know during the course of the story. We see an elven woman with a bow and arrow strapped to her back flying away on a griffin, while her tiefling daughter Figaroth Fig Fayeth is hanging out of her window and sticking her tongue out at her. The shy half-orc Gorgog Thistlespring begins to walk to school as his adoptive gnome parents wave him goodbye while they lovingly look on as he starts a new chapter. We see the human worshipper of the corn god Helio, Kristen Applebee's, helping her mom with her little brother while they are on the drive to school. The athletic half-elf Fabian Arameus Seacaster puts on his letterman jacket for the Egg Fort Adventuring Academy's Blood Rush team, the Owl Bears, and intends to shine as he tries out for the team. And the high elf daughter of the elven diplomat, Adine Abernant, starts her day arguing with her sister. There is one more person for us to meet, and for that, we head over to the Strong Tower luxury apartments. We hear a news report stating that there has been no new developments in the missing girl's case, with the latest victim of which being 17-year-old Penny Luckstone. The news report is background noise for a young goblin, Riz Gutgak. An amateur PI, we see him investigating the very case that is on the news, as he stands in front of a corkboard with pictures of the missing girls and important information along with various pieces of string strung across the board in various different places. The case has a personal connection for him, as he knew Penny Luckstone, the latest girl that went missing. But apart from knowing she was last seen leaving his apartment a few weeks ago, and that all the girls went to the Egg Fort Adventuring Academy, he really doesn't have anything else to go on. Just then, Briz's mom Sklonda Gutgak, a detective for the Elmville Police Department, comes home from a long shift to find that her son has been up all night drinking coffee and working on his caseboard. She berates him that he should be packing his books and getting ready for his first day of school, and there are a number of people at the precinct that are specifically working on this case already, so he really shouldn't be doing this. He says that since they all went to Egg Fort, he can be her man on the inside, and that he has been working on his stealth and recon skills. Sklonda tells him that she doesn't need a man on the inside, and she would rather that he focus on classes and making new friends. Riz thinks this is a great idea, as he can get close to troublemakers and pry them for information, and more clues. To which Sklonda tells him friends are for more than just clues. It's finally time to head to the Egg Fort Adventuring Academy, and all of the students begin to arrive, with most congregating around the front of the school. Sklonda drops off Riz, and as he begins to look around with his briefcase in hand, he finds it hard to believe that any of the people he is seeing are hardened criminals. Just then, Fabian Arameus Seacaster comes pushing his way through the crowd that are gathering, and he is clearly looking for something. He pushes past people stating they are too weak, too small, and pushes Riz telling the little boy to get out of his way. As Fabian pushes past most of the crowd, he sees a half-orc standing on his own, Gorgog Thistlespring. Fabian asks Gorgog if he is a half-orc, to which Gorgog responds and tries to initiate some small talk, but completely oblivious to how nervous Gorgog is, and the fact that he is holding a tin flower. Fabian punches him as hard as he can in the gut. As Gorgog tries to work out what just happened and why, Fabian calls for attention and proclaims that he is Fabian Arameus Seacaster, the son of Bill Seacaster, and he is at the school to be great. As he continues to ramble on about how amazing he is, He is once again oblivious as Gorgog is on the ground, trying to suppress his anger, telling himself to stay calm and think happy thoughts. But unfortunately, it's to no avail, as he snaps and begins to rage, lifting a large boulder over his head and throwing it directly at Fabian. Thankfully for Fabian, his senses kick in just in the nick of time, and he is able to slice the boulder in two and save himself. The two begin to fight while all the students gather round and start chanting, "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!" Riz is in disbelief, as there is a fight and the first day hasn't even started yet. He wonders if someone is going to call for a teacher, but very quickly realises that this likely isn't going to happen. As the issue comes to a close, the ground begins to quake as something or someone approaches. Riz asks what's going on as he sees the fear in everyone's faces, and someone tells him that it's the Vice Principal. Hey there, Geek Collective. Did you know that Geeks Plus is also on Patreon? For as little as just $2 a month, you can also support us over on Patreon and get early access to all of our YouTube videos from Geeks+Comics, Geeks+ Tabletop and Geeks+ Gaming, as well as a whole bunch of exclusive content specifically for our supporters over on Patreon, and early access to all the behind the scenes and ongoings with the company. So if you would like to check out all of that stuff and help support what we do here at Geeks Plus, we would greatly appreciate heading over to patreon.com/geeksplusmedia and supporting us over there. But that's all from me from now. You all have a good day, and let's get back into your video. And there you have it. That is Fantasy High Episode 1. At the moment, it is over on Webtoons. I will put the link down to their page down below for you to go and check out the comic for yourself. And they actually have up to episode 6 uploaded there. So make sure you go and check out this amazing comic. I think it is absolutely phenomenal. I think it's a great adaptation with some great changes coming from the Fantasy High tabletop game. The game was absolutely phenomenal. I'll also put links to that down below so you can go and check out episode 1 of the tabletop role-playing game that the comic is based on. Episode 1 at least is on YouTube, if not the whole series. So go and check that out for yourself as well. The comic obviously takes a little bit of a different stance. We don't get a look at every single kid and every single background and all their stories, but we take a main focus on Riz, who his story is very prominent throughout the whole campaign. So it's awesome to get little glimpses of people, and I have had a look ahead at issue 2 at least, and we do start to see some of the kids a little bit more. Obviously this one we really just get Riz, and then a little bit of Fabian and Gorgog as they have their fight at the end of the issue. But I absolutely adore this. This is really great development. This is really great adaptation is the word I'm looking for. Development was not even close to the word. This is a really great adaptation of the tabletop role-playing game, and for many of you may know, we are actually currently trying to turn our own tabletop role-playing game, Chronicles of Andrasia, into a comic book, and that's one of the things that we're really discovering is how hard it is to take an adaptation of something and turn it into a comic book. An adaptation of a tabletop role-playing game is so hard to make a comic, and what do you keep? What do you cut? What characters do you focus on? What characters take a back seat? What is the best focus and options for it? And I think this comic does an amazing job of doing that in issue 1. I love the art style, very beautiful, very colourful, very bright, very manga inspired. A lot of the artwork, the big expressions, the coloured backgrounds on the characters instead of like any sort of background stuff, just the coloured panels. Very manga heavy, like a coloured manga, which works for this, works for these characters and works for the animated look to them. I think it's I'm really intrigued, and I would love to know why it was put on Webtoons and why it wasn't something that was put out on their own platform or that was printed that isn't for sale in their store, and why they decided to go Webtoons with it. I'm curious if the creators are like Webtoons creators that they wanted to help out and give opportunities to, or if they just felt that was the best platform. I'm not sure the answers to that, but I would love to know. If anyone does know, please let me know down in the comments below. But I absolutely adore this. If you are a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, a fan of tabletop role-playing games, if you're a fan of Dimension 20, this is a great adaptation of this. And if this is your first foray into Dimension 20 and the Fantasy High campaign as a comic book, then let me know what your thoughts are on it. I really enjoyed this, but I'm really curious to hear the thoughts of someone who's an outsider to it. But I would highly recommend go check this out. I mean, why not? It's free on Webtoons. Go check it out. It's one of those things that, like, I would highly recommend picking this up if you had to pay for it. I enjoyed it. I think it's a great one to have in your collection. But the whole thing right now, 6 issues are free. Go check it out. Why not? Go grab it in Webtoons. Like I said, the links are down below, along with the links to the tabletop role-playing game itself. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say for it. There's not a lot of stuff in this first issue. It's very much an intro issue and very much an opener. I'm not used to having that little, because usually I talk about 2 or 3 issues at a time, if not more. But yeah, this was a really great opener and a really great introduction to the story and the characters for people who may not have seen it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button to help us out. And I hope you all have an absolutely amazing day. Go and enjoy Fantasy High, and we will see you all for our next review next week. It's a good week to be a geek. Take care. We'll see you all later. Peace.